Okaiwi, Steki Naikai Kochendochi, and welcome to this amazing podcast you should totally listen to the whole way through because it's amazing and awesome. And today we are going to do a review of the book Echo.
This is my product. Oh!
You like the product?
Oh!
You like the product?
We didn't get very much attention as a kid. In school I never got
a cast.
I never really got
a cast.
Never got left.
A cast.
Now it's coming back to pay its price, to make things right by forcing people to like me, by having more money than all of the people who would never.
A cast.
This is my product, I am so proud of it. So proud. This is my product, do you like it? 'Cause I like.
A Girl Called Echo is a short graphic novel placed together to show the story of a pessimistic indigenous Métis girl who has little to no connection to her heritage. She travels back into the past in her dreams and experiences what her people experience. Her mother is in a center of some kind, recovering from an illness, placing her in foster care. She visits her mom and she goes through her family history and eventually is able to take her home. Her mom shows her ancestors, which reveals that the people she's been seeing in her visions are her ancestors. She is told that the reason this is because they are her blood ancestors and they experience the same thing. Echo becomes happier with this information and it cuts to her graduating from middle school. In the book, when Echo goes to the past, she ends up being in the middle of the battle of Red River Hill. Some other things that happen down the line is she is there during the execution of Louis Oriel and 6 other indigenous tribe leaders. She spends most of the time well in this past with her great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, despite the fact she never knew they were her ancestors, and is able to develop a connection with them without really knowing what actual connection she had to them in the current present. Echo is placed with her foster mother and their multiple young children, which she is expected to help take care of. However, it is shown in the book she doesn't do too much and is never showing any emotion other than sadness, and she spends most of her time in her room sleeping or listening to music. Her mother is placed in some sort of care center and has an illness that makes it harder for her to stand. However, this changes in the 3rd book when the mother is able to go home. And yet, despite all of this, she goes back to the foster mother with her biological one, insinuating that she has been adopted by the foster mother. When she is not daydreaming, the book seems to feel repetitive as every day feels the same for her, to further show the fact that she is in emotional distress or is showing signs of depression. She constantly thinks about how they never had rights and how she is upset about the fact that she will never be able to truly know about her family lineage, because whenever she hears about the history of her people, she becomes upset at the thought that they had to struggle and never got any type of reward. And now with me here, we have my dog Star, who will be helping us to talk about the conversations and questions for this book to know how she feels about it. Alright, Star, what do you have to say about the themes of this amazing book? I couldn't agree more. If you were wondering what she said that she thinks that the book was very emotional and had a lot of deeper meaning behind it that would be harder to pick up on if you didn't pay attention to the graphics or the actual depth of this book. She also feels that every panel is made with such care and is a truly beautiful sight to behold. Now, Star, how does this book make you feel? Wow, that's incredible. I haven't been able to feel about that book. For those who are wondering what she says, she feels that this book is very emotional and dark and sad, and that when she reads the book, she can feel those conveyed feelings. However, at the end of the book, when Echo becomes happier now that her mother is back and she knows more about her history, Star says that it made her feel very happy for Echo, knowing that she may lead to live a better life, and hopes that high school goes well for her. That is wonderful, Star. I'm glad to know that this book made you feel such strong emotions. Personally, I did not feel any of that when reading the book, as I do not do as well with interpreting emotions in books. However, the book did make me feel sad when Echo watched someone die and started crying, and later in the book, when she begged someone for the war to end. Now, Star, I understand that you are on a limited time schedule and there's not much you can do, but is there anything else you would like to say before I have to move on? I see. That is truly amazing. I understand that most people listening to this don't actually know how to speak dog language, so I will translate that for you. She says that the book is amazing and she completely recommends it to those who are okay and want to read about Indigenous history. It covers it well with side plots to help provide better understanding of feeling for the character and for the people, the Indigenous people, and what they went through. She also says that the book resonates with her a lot as she lived on an Indigenous reserve when she was just a puppy, and while she doesn't know English too well, she was able to learn from me and my family. Now, thank you, Star, for joining us today.
What?
By the way, if you didn't know, she just said bye. Bye, Star. Wow, that was a great conversation to have with my dog. I'm glad to know that she feels so strongly about a book. I personally think that even though I wasn't able to understand the book as well as some may, the book is very interesting and would be very fun to read in a longer novel. I completely recommend the book as it doesn't take too long to read, and yet it still holds so much purpose, character, and importance in our history as people, and in the history of the First Nations and what they went through. The art that is displayed in the book really stand out compared to others with their unique lighting and their unique perception. Now, our time is coming to an end as I do not have that much storage space. I would like to apologize for that. I hope you enjoyed this incredible podcast that I have made, and this has been your host, Shiggles, and thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Goodbye.